My buddy Chad Harvey and I spent the night down here at the Blue Crab Lodge in Venice, and the plan for the day was to head off to the Chandelier Islands on the east side of the mouth of the Mississippi River. But unfortunately, conditions are not going to allow that. It is still blowing. It blew really, really hard yesterday afternoon, and the winds have come down a little bit, but not enough to allow us to go out there. But the good news with fishing here in Venice is you've always got options. So we're going to go sight fish some redfish today. It's the same thing we did yesterday. We've got some schools of fish identified. We're gonna go run and see if they're still there and if they're willing to bite. High tide.
Pushed up in here, water's clear.
Oh, look at this. Look at this right under the boat. He's swimming right through my shadow. No way he didn't see us. Chase them out. Oh, he's still there. He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. I don't think he's gonna eat, but he's still there.
Oh, 3 more.
Definitely on to us. Nice big cheeks.
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them. One looks dead. You're right. Damn it. He should eat. He should eat. There he goes. Where's his buddy? Yeah, dude, he let it pass by and he's like, nah, I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it. You're dropping from here?
Yeah, so that fish let it pass him.
And then wheeled
got a
around.
foot and a half away from him, and then he ate.
This episode of Marshman Masson is brought to you by Puglia Sporting Goods.
Oh, good job. That's
He just didn't get the hook.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Dude, what a comedy, man. What a freaking comedy. My hook emerged like there's nothing.
And he sucked it. That was a
Yeah, he
stud.
sucked it.
Oh my god. Dude, we're snake bit.
Snake bit.
Snake bit. On the fish and the, I mean, that was textbook. How did that big son miss the hook? Dude, that was a tank.
He was hooked up for a split second. He just ripped free. Sucks, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, dude, we snake bit. We should just go to the bar and just start drinking freaking Tito's. That's what most people would do.
What's the heaviest you ever caught in a tournament under?
Dude, for the Tito's tournament, the one we won in Dularge, we had 3 unders. All of them were 9 pounds. We called a 9-1.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Oh, he wheeled on it. That was awesome.
That's a good fish. That's a good
That's
fish.
a good fish. Dude, he completely wheeled.
Yep. That's a good fish. That's a tournament fish.
He acted right.
Yes, sir. Stay in water as well. Oh, yeah. That's a ham bone. Ham bone.
Let me go net him.
Hey.
That's a fatty, Chad. That is a fat fish. You got a scale?
Did he email you today or when?
Harvey's got a scale somewhere, but he's on a business call. Oh well, I gotta let him go.
Got the green light.
Can't leave him out.
So what did he weigh, how long was he?
26 and a half. He's a tank. That was a... Well, dude, I didn't want to kill him.
I got a scale right there.
I kept asking you. I asked you 5 times. You got a scale? You got a scale? You got a scale?
Don't matter. He was over 8.
I know he was over 8. That fish was thick.
Close to 9, yeah. Is he in the back on him?
Yes, that was a big fish. All right, Chad, what, just in a general sense, no matter where you're doing it, what are some of the key aspects to sight fishing that are important?
I would think one of the most important things, sight fishing, especially redfish, is just coming in as stealthy as you can. Try to use every variable to your advantage, sunlight, wind, and minimize the noise. You know, if you can drift as much as you control motor, do it. It's going to definitely increase your chances, at least getting closer to the fish, especially would get them within striking distance of just flipping it to them or something. But other than that, I mean, obviously the water clarity is a big factor, but they're not always in clear water. So, but to be successful in sight casting them, you've got to know where they are before they know where you are. And then take your time, don't get in a rush, and try to make the right cast, because you've probably only got about 2 to 3 opportunities, if that, to get them on the hook.
To that end, you're extremely quiet even talking, right? Like no sounds, no anything like that in the boat.
Sounds.
You feel like those definitely spook fish.
Absolutely. I mean, it depends on what part of the South Louisiana you're fishing. If you're fishing, I mean, I've fished at Delacroix 1,000 times when just clicking your bait caster, they hear that. And I've had them spook when I would cast over them and they'd hear the bait or see the bait fly over them 3 or 4 feet, they would blow out. So you kind of want to just conceal you being there, let them stay in the natural state, and pick your opportunity. Make sure that fish is going to turn left and turn right. Don't try to pull it over his back. Don't try to put it in his face. Put it to where it's a natural setting for him to go ahead and eat the bait.
This area in particular, this Venice area, what are some of its strong points? What are some things you like about it?
The strong points is that it's got big fish. When the river's down, it can be an incredible fishery. But early season, when the river's up like this, it just makes it difficult, at least to find clear water, because there's so much dirty water. And like today, we got a west wind like this, so half the spots that we intended to fish today were just totally washed out. So it kind of made us stick to this one area of clear water, and of course we've been here for a day and a half. And the fish are here is just the fact that, you know, we've put enough pressure on them that they've become spooky. And like we did earlier, we went and got on some new fish, and right off the bat we caught 4 in a row. You know, so it just depends. But the fish are here, they've got big fish, and as the later the year goes, the better Venice gets.
This episode of Marshman Masson is brought to you by H&H Lure Company, and by Cito New Orleans, and by Matrix Shad, and by Versamax Corks, and by Plaquemines Parish.
You were mentioning yesterday that, you know, Venice is one of the really great areas to fish in South Louisiana in the summer because the water tends to stay a little bit cooler, right?
Correct. Usually in the dog days of summer, like July, August, September, when a lot of the fish in other areas move out of the ponds, because the ponds are running 80, 90 degree temps, those fish will move in deeper water. Well, the water never gets that hot here, which is why late season, September, October, August, those fish are in here and they're in the marsh as you would be in another area, like in the month of March, April, May. So the river definitely keeps this water cool. And again, later in the year, it gets better and better and better has a lot to do with the river falling. At the same time, has a lot to do with the water temperature.
Man, what a great couple of days fishing down here at the southern tip of Plaquemines Parish. We did not have good conditions at all, and the fishing was still outstanding. We saw just a ton of fish and got a hook and a hole out of them. And that's all you can ask for when you're sight fishing redfish. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Masson channel on YouTube. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so be notified whenever we post a new video. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Masson.